action could transform Montgomery County. Susan?
Lorna, plans for bus rapid transit here in Montgomery County have been in the works for a number of years, but now an actual plan is in the hands of the County Council. The proposal is designed to take existing lanes for cars and design them to accommodate sleek buses similar to a light rail. It's hoped this system will take motorists out of their cars and relieve congestion. Councilmember Mark Elrich has been a big proponent of BRT. He says it's the only logical choice to end gridlock.
We have more development and much more traffic coming. The growth projections are, 140,000 people or more, almost an equivalent number of jobs. We have virtually no ability to expand our road capacity, and so we have to figure out how we're going to move people alternatively because the roads cannot handle what's been planned for the county.
The plan under consideration by the council was approved by the planning board over the summer. Members of the council's Transportation, Environment, and Infrastructure Committee approved most of the plan's recommendations unanimously. The council will discuss the proposal for the next couple of weeks with a decision expected on November 26th.
And what we're saying to the public is this is only the first phase of this exploration. We want to say what our aspirational desires are, and then we will study each corridor, each section, and decide whether or not it actually makes sense. Does it work?
Officials say by offering BRT as an alternative, hundreds of cars would be off the roadways. Though questions remain over whether these benefits would come to fruition, Mark Elrich says it's the best choice to facilitate congestion.
Systems have been built all over the country and are generally well received. A lot of the BRT lines, perform pretty well in terms of number of riders versus original expectations.
In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Montgomery County Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Joshua Starr recently delivered his annual State of the School address. The theme of the event was Building Our Future Together. MCPS TV has the story.
Community leaders, parents, and MCPS staff gathered at the Music Center at Strathmore on November 11th to hear Superintendent Joshua Starr's second annual State of the Schools address. Dr. Starr spoke of the importance of hope and embracing innovation and addressing challenges facing the school system. Before the presentation, more than 750 attendees were able to view a student art exhibit and hear a number of student music groups. Both Strathmore and the Glenstone Museum are supporters of art education for young people and are among the sponsors of the State of the Schools event. Community leaders from throughout the county came to hear Dr. Starr's vision for MCPS and see inspiring student performances.
Well, the biggest thing I'm looking forward to hearing is just what are we looking to do in the next year? How do we implement all of the interesting plans that we have?
We need to be figuring out how to address the new challenges our school system faces and has faced successfully for many years.
Richard Montgomery High School junior Blessed Sharif inspired the crowd with a poem she penned about hope.
And if there's one thing important enough to remember about what hope is, it's that HOPE stands for one thing, W-E, and that is we.
Among the important themes of Dr. Starr's presentation was the role of innovation in ensuring a high-quality education program.
As we consider what is before us in Montgomery County, we must continue to embrace the new. We must innovate in order to respond to long-standing challenges and new opportunities. Long-standing challenges such as eliminating the achievement gap, new opportunities such as new standards, new assessments, and a very different workplace that will demand very different skills from our students.
Dr. Starr cited data showing high levels of student achievement on SATs and other tests, and an improvement in graduation rates for all student groups.
These and other data tell us that we are serving many students at a very high level. We know this, but we also know that we have much work left to do. Despite our best efforts, we have not reached some children. And many of them are students of color, students with special needs, students who are learning English, or students who are poor.
Dr. Starr thanked the community for its support and emphasized how critical that support is to student success.
We wanted to be here just to show our support, too, to see the student performances, the artwork, but also to hear what Dr. Starr is thinking about for the year ahead.
I wanted to be here to lend support to the superintendent and to those who are running our school system, but also to suggest to our broader community that we continue to prioritize education at the top of the list.
We are going into a new millennium, and we need to make sure that we are prepared for it. And I think that the superintendent is doing a great job with that.
You can view the entire event on mcps.org. As we celebrated Veterans Day, Montgomery College entered into a partnership with other higher learning institutions to better assist U.S. military veterans.
On Tuesday at the universities at Shady Grove, County Executive Isaiah Leggett joined leaders in higher education in announcing a step forward in providing a standardized level of assistance to U.S. Armed Forces veterans enrolled at the universities at Shady Grove, Montgomery County's Johns Hopkins campus, and Montgomery College.
We live on the freedoms that someone else provided for us, and the idea that we take the moment to pause as a country, but certainly as a county, to recognize and express our gratitude is the most important thing that we do.
There's always somebody who has a loved one or has had personal experience, time in service, and they know the challenge we're up against, and they reach out to us. It took me 6 years to get my associates because of the fact that I had to move. I had multiple deployments. I went to Iraq, I went to Afghanistan, and coming back, there are so many different changes. And honestly, what it came down to is my best bet to get anything really accomplished within the school systems and figure out my benefits was to find that veteran who was working within the school system.
Some veterans who served during a different era were also on hand to see that current and future generations of veterans will be given opportunities that they were not.
It's tremendous. Again, when Vietnam vets came home, we were just not dealt with, and we pretty much paved the road.
Since 2009, Montgomery College has provided student veterans a program known as Combat to College.
I can say with personal experience that when I interact with veterans on campus, I know what it feels like to arrive on a campus and feel isolated. I know what it feels like to wanting to connect with other student veterans and other peers.
The announcement was a welcomed step in providing veterans support that has been earned by serving our country. For County Report this week, I'm Dan Rankin.
Hundreds of volunteers spent a week canvassing county streets, forests, metro stations, and bus stops in the middle of the night, looking for homeless individuals. The idea was to identify vulnerable homeless people that can be recipients of county services.
We've identified our most vulnerable clients. We're going to place them in a register to make sure that when housing becomes available, they'll get first placement. How do we know that housing will become available? We've been delving deep into this. We've been doing the work. We've been doing the research. We get a certain number of vouchers that turn over every year at HOC. We get additional vouchers from the federal government every year. Veterans get priority placement. On Tuesday, along with the Council Vice President Craig Rice, I'm introducing a supplemental appropriation for about $700,000 to house 15 people right away.
In another effort to bring services to the homeless population, the county recently celebrated the 3rd annual Homeless Resource Day at Boer Activity Center in Gaithersburg. Over 60 organizations offered a range of resources to residents experiencing homelessness. Services offered included free medical screenings, eye exams, legal services, tax assistance, substance abuse, and mental health counseling. Attendees were also provided with winter clothing. The county is seeking public feedback to implement the Open Data program. Therefore, there will be a town hall meeting to gain residents' input as it prepares to decide what kind of data should take priority on the site. Current data on the site includes employee salaries, food inspection results, and spending disclosures.
We want residents to come out and tell us what their priorities are in terms of what we should be publishing on Data Montgomery, which is our open data portal. We want to know if they want data on transit, social services, crime. We're looking to them for input.
The Open Data Town Hall will be held on Thursday, November 21st from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Bethesda Chevy Chase Regional Services Center on Edgemoor Lane in Bethesda. When we come back, winter is around the corner and officials ask residents to be prepared for snowstorms. And there's no reason to hibernate during the winter months. We'll give you an idea on how to stay active. We'll be right back.
If it wasn't for his doctor, he wouldn't be here.
If it weren't for Montgomery County Fire and Rescue, he wouldn't be here.
If it wasn't for the phone call, we wouldn't have been there.
If I didn't call, I don't know where we would be.
Montgomery County emergency responders are there when you need help at no cost to you. In an emergency, don't ever hesitate to call 911. If you live in Montgomery County, you will never get a bill or pay a dime.
So if you have an emergency, call us. We're there for you.
Are you sure they can recycle us, Clamshell?
Hey, Dome, we're on a new recycling postcard.
I can't wait to make a new start. Maybe I'll be a red carpet at a big premiere.
And I'll get to paint the White House.
Shh, here he comes.
Now you can recycle more plastics in Montgomery County, including #1 PET plastics such as clamshells, deli containers, trays, lids, domes, and cups.
We're in!
For more information on recycling, contact the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311. The wait is over. Recycle more plastics today.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Rockville's Department of Public Works always has a plan in place to handle emergency weather situations. Bridget Suizo tells us how they tackle winter weather and how you need to be prepared.
Director of Public Works Craig Simoneau and his crews are ready for any winter weather condition. We were able to find out what happens once winter weather is in the forecast.
Well, the plan actually consists of many different plans, which is depending on the level of severity of the snowstorm, we have a different plan, all the way ranging from a little icing to a full-fledged 12-inch or above winter storm. And when you get to the higher ones, we actually go on to shift operations. That is, we call in backup drivers from our utility sections and from our refuse sections, even if we need them, and we put people on 12-hour shifts and are prepared to work 24 hours a day. However, we have had two very mild winters, if you will, with low volumes of snow. So who knows, that may be a sign, but regardless of what the sign is, we're prepared. We're prepared for another 2010 if we need to, where we had a record storm.
The Department of Public Works learned from the massive storms of 2010 and are even more prepared to help residents when winter weather strikes.
We've got a new salt barn down there, which really increased the amount of salt that we could store. And that helps us because when you get into a 2010 storm, salt was hard to come by right before and during the storm. So we now make sure that barn is full. It'll be full a lot of times over the summertime, but certainly before the season. And as soon as we have used it a little bit, we make sure that we have a supply in to refill it.
Simoneau offered advice when it comes to residents being prepared this winter.
Prepare for the winter, and it's not too late right now. We're getting cold and we're getting ready to get there. They should check their supplies, their snow shovels, make sure they have a supply of ice melting supplies. Don't wait until the weatherman says it's going to be a big one, because you know what happens at the store when that happens. And so if you have a snow blower, make sure that's ready to go. Make sure you check on your neighbors. If you traditionally help your neighbor or they help you, make sure you're checking with each other.
Also, be sure to get familiar with snow regulations in the city. Snow removal on sidewalks, driveways, and entrances are the responsibility of the owner in the following time frames: up to 3 inches, 24 hours, 3 to 9 inches in 48 hours, and 10 inches or more, you have 72 hours to remove snow from driveways, sidewalks, and entrances. With these plans in place, Rockville is ready to battle Mother Nature to keep your city moving. For more information on your Public Works Department, go online to rockvillemd.gov and search Public Works.
And the county is also gearing up to face possible snowstorms. Here's Tom Pogue from the Department of Transportation with an update. Tom?
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update from Montgomery County. To make sure MCDOT is prepared for winter weather, Highway Services held its annual Snow Summit. Kicked off by the county executive, the summit brought together county crews and contractors to review snow removal strategies. This year, the summit was held in the county's brand new equipment maintenance facility, relocated from its previous location near the Shady Grove Metro as part of the executive's Smart Growth Initiative. The new facility features the largest salt barn east of the Mississippi. Highway also held a practice drill for county crews to test their equipment. The public is reminded of our website map that provides information on any storm. It includes road closures and access to traffic cameras. Highway crews have also begun their annual leaf vacuuming collection. They will make 2 passes on each street in the Leaf District several weeks apart from early November through December. Watch for the green signs announcing the first collection and later red signs stating the final collection date. For more information, go to montgomerycountymd.gov/MCDOT. We're working to keep you moving.
With all this winter talk, let us remind you that there is no excuse to hibernate. The county's Department of Recreation is offering hundreds of activities to remain active during the winter months. Registration for winter programs and classes is currently open. There is a wide range of classes, special events, and sports for residents of all ages. Registration can be done online, by mail, fax, or in person at the Montgomery County Recreation Administrative Offices on Randolph Road in Silver Spring. When we come back, the Corporate Volunteer Council honors those who have been exemplary volunteers in our community. And the Maryland Professor of the Year Award goes to a Montgomery College teacher. We'll tell you who when County Report This Week returns.
There's a reason why area law enforcement are out enforcing pedestrian and traffic safety laws and preventing killer pedestrian crashes. Be alert. Be street smart.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Once again, a professor from Montgomery College wins the prestigious award Maryland Professor of the Year. This year, the award went to English professor Greg Wall from the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus. Danielle Stetsky has the details.
When you talk to students who are taking classes with Professor Greg Wall about his teaching style and the type of professor that he is, these are some of the answers that you will hear.
He's very soothing, he goes to the point, he tells you the assignment, and then he explains it. And that's just that's what I like in a professor. And he connects with us too. And he doesn't, like when I sit there, I don't feel like a second-class citizen, you know? I don't feel stupid.
And he's the type of professor that waits until all of his students understand what he's talking about before moving on. He's very thorough.
He also, sees every student equally.
Professor Wall teaches literature courses, English composition, and has specialized in lower-level developmental courses. He talks about what keeps him motivated and teaching at Montgomery College.
What keeps us excited about it is that chance to help students who might not otherwise have a chance in college.
In March, one of his classes about developmental writing was featured in an article in the Chronicle of Higher Education. His hard work with students and the attention that he received from the newspaper article resulted in the nomination for the Maryland Professor of the Year.
I think what sort of sets him apart from a lot of other folks is he just cares so darn much about whether they are successful and whether they learn. And he'll do just about anything he can legally to help them learn.
Being selected Maryland Professor of the Year by the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching and the Council for the Advancement and Support of Education is an added bonus to an instructor committed to student achievement.
I'm really flattered by it. I think it's as much for my students as for me.
For County Report this week, in Tacoma Park, I'm Danielle Stesky.
The Corporate Volunteer Council of Montgomery County held its annual awards luncheon at the North Bethesda Marriott to recognize local companies that have performed remarkable volunteer work. Here's a story.
We're here today to celebrate businesses that engage their employees as volunteers in effective and productive partnerships with nonprofit organizations and contribute to a better quality of life for Montgomery County residents.
The Corporate Volunteer Council of Montgomery County is an association of businesses that have volunteer and charitable aspirations, and the CVC serves to help connect those businesses with nonprofits that have the capacity to take on their volunteers the betterment of the greater Montgomery County community.
Today is a special day because we get to recognize our award winners who have really made a great contribution to the county through their service efforts, and we're going to build on that energy and momentum looking forward to 2014 and the Circle of Leadership and the Workforce for Good service projects.
It's wonderful to be recognized for doing something that is a pleasure to do and such a core part of our organizational culture.
So this is a great honor for a lot of those corporations that have done just that, encourage their employees to get involved beyond just the corporate giving. And it really is instrumental in progressing Montgomery County forward and making sure that we remain as one of the best counties to live in.
I'm really honored to be here today because I really do believe together we can make this a community that is happy, healthy, prosperous for everyone.
I want to congratulate again all of our award winners today for all of their contributions to the community. We're so excited to be able to give a little bit of recognition for all the hard work and dedication that they give throughout the year.
I am so excited to be a part of this wonderful group of businesses that are so dedicated to giving back to our community, especially the award winners here with me now. I am looking forward to an incredible year in 2014 as we launch our Workforce for Good service projects. Join us at cvc-mc.org.
It's one of the leading lodging companies worldwide, and it is headquartered right here in Montgomery County. Our Susan Kennedy sat down with Bill Marriott and found out what makes Montgomery County such an ideal place to do business.
Well, you know, in the hotel business, we say location, location, location. Makes for a successful hotel. And when you think about it, my house in Montgomery County is 25 minutes from Dulles, 25 minutes from National Airport, 10 minutes from my office, and 25 minutes from the White House, which is the center of downtown Washington. I don't ever go to the White House, but that's where. So you can be anywhere you want to be in the city in 25 minutes from my house. And that's terrific, even in the traffic. And so that's great. It's a beautiful county, lovely homes, good schools, good hospitals, good health care, friendly people, and it's just it's a pleasant place to live. You can be as active as you want to be or as inactive as you want to be. You got good shopping, you got good restaurants, you got great hotels. But it's really a wonderful spot to raise your children. The schools are great, and my kids have all grown up here and gone to school here.
When we come back, more than 100 floats will be showcased at the county's Thanksgiving parade. And the county executive dresses up in a tux to fundraise for the arts and humanities. We'll be right back.
Montgomery County wants to thank everyone for their commitment to recycling. We're recycling 57% of our waste, and we know you'll work with us to reduce waste and recycle even more, 70% by 2020. To protect the environment and save valuable natural resources for the future, we need to recycle all of our paper, cans, bottles, containers, scrap metal, and more. Because if you don't get serious about recycling at work now, it's going to come back and bite us.
Now's a great time to register for Montgomery College's spring semester classes to make sure you get the classes you want when you want them. Choose courses from more than 130 majors and programs offered at our campus locations and online. You can register today online or at any of our 3 campuses. With winter weather on the way, now's the time to sign up for MC Alert. Receive college closing, delay, and emergency information via text message and email. The service also sends important information about Montgomery County weather and traffic events. Come out and support your Montgomery College Raptors. Men's and women's basketball seasons have just started, so make plans now to root them on. Schedules are posted online at montgomerycollege.edu/athletics, and you can follow the teams on social media for the latest news.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. The county's 16th annual Thanksgiving Parade promises to be a grand celebration to kick off the holiday season. More than 100 units will participate in the parade this year. And to talk about it a little bit with us is Susan Hoffman, who, believe it or not, has been organizing this parade for the last 16 years. So, Susan, which ones of the good old faithfuls are coming back this year?
Well, one of our favorites is the professional football team from Washington. Their marching band will be with us, as well as this year I think we have 9 Bolivian and Panamanian marching bands, which are always a favorite with their colorful costumes and wonderful music. And we also have our Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Cubs, and Brownies, and marching dogs and marching bands from our area high school. So lots of good old faithfuls that we like to see.
And which are some of the new ones participating this year?
Yes, well, we have a presentation by the Maryland Youth Ballet, and they've been with us in the past, and they always do a vignette, a piece from the Nutcracker. So this year it's a new piece. It's the Spanish Dancers piece, for those who are familiar with the ballet, and they are always so wonderful. And then we also have some new floats, we have some new balloons, and we have a new 32-foot, are you ready for it? Baby Smurf inflatable, 32-foot.
Wow, that sounds like a whole lot of fun, almost like the Macy's parade. And would like to remind you that the parade will be on Saturday, November 23rd in downtown Silver Spring, starting at 10 a.m. And the parade route will be the same as last year, proceeding south on Georgia Avenue and ending on Silver Spring Avenue. And also mark your calendars for another celebration the following day. Join Executive Ike Leggett for a night of creativity and fun at the Montgomery County Executives Ball. Tickets are now on sale for the ball, which is set for November 24th at the North Bethesda Marriott. All funds raised will support arts education programs in Montgomery County. You can find out more online at mocoexecball.org. Every week, we bring you a pet that needs adoption in our Pet of the Week segment. And here is Kathy Stanhope from the Humane Society with today's pet.
This is Kathy Stanhope with the Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society. And this little lady is Deuces. She came in as a give-up. The people couldn't keep her anymore, but she's looking for a new home. She does not like other cats. So I think that's maybe why she wound up here at the shelter. I bet you they had another animal, and this cat wasn't getting along with the other cats. But it turns out she really does like dogs. She grew up with a pit bull, and she likes people. But it's just if you have another cat in the house, it might not work for this particular cat. But she's a sweetie. She's just about 1.5 years old, and she's either spayed or she will be spayed upon adoption. And she really likes to cuddle with people, and as I said, she gets along well with dogs. She's a great cat, and she's really looking for a home. So remember, you can visit Deuces on the web at mchumane.org, or you can give us a call at 240-773-5967, and we'll be happy to give you more information about Deuces and all the other wonderful animals we have.
With that, we close this edition of County Report this week. We invite you to check out our open data site where you may review all sorts of raw data. Visit data.montgomerycountymd.gov. We also would like for you to like us on Facebook. And join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.